So, what are we doing today? We are focusing on reading for January. Like, what's the energy for January? I should also post on my Instagram that I am going live. Guys, I have to make sure that. Why is that light shining down like that? There we go. I have to make sure that everybody. Okay. So, for all of you here, we're just going to do. I almost said quick reading, but I don't know if it's going to be a quick reading. Let's just see what comes through. Um, I invite all the spiritual beings that travel with me for my good to come in this room right now. Give me a good connection. Help me to connect to the spiritual teams for anyone who's watching. Help me to understand the messages that they need to hear. Thank you. So let's pull for I'm going to put on a little bit of music as well because I kind of like to vibe when I'm reading. Do you know what I mean? I let y'all hear music. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it. So let's pull for the energy in January. What is the overall energy for us in January? What's the overall? Ooh, that card wanted to jump out. Nine of Wands. I don't know why. Sometimes when I start to read, my throat kind of feels like it's trying to close up, and it's like, no, I got to get these messages out. The Nine of Wands is the thing that started to jump out. Hard work in January. Y'all, please let my voice speak. Hard work in January, and not just hard work for no reason. If you notice, there's a person there and she's put 9 wands in the ground. That means she's done a lot because 10 of wands is completion, right? She's got 9 wands in the ground. So, not just hard work that's working. Whatever it is that you're doing in January, it's becoming fruitful. It's blossoming in a way that you haven't seen it blossom last year or the year before, any of those years. And I want to point out that this person, his or her hand is like bandaged up. There's a little thing on the head. It seems like it's grueling work for you, like you had to push yourself, and maybe it's remnants of last year's hard work, like the work you did yesterday, pushing yourself, coming up against obstacles, but pushing through, finding solutions, going. I feel like it's the remnants of 2022, that battered and bruised situation happening here. But for 2023, the 9 wands are represented in 2023, because in 2023 all of the things that you are planting or you started to plant in 2022 are taking root. They're taking hold. Like, she's putting up the last one of the second to last ones there. So whoever you are, if you're working on your business, maybe you're working on your self-love, whatever you're working on, you're about to come to the part where you find success, or you finish the cycle of not much results and you're moving into the cycle of results. Because a lot of us, we quit at the beginning. We quit at the beginning of a project where you don't see much results. Like, when you just start a business, you don't start a business today and by 5 p.m. this evening you're a millionaire. Do you know what I mean? There is a gestational period, because that's how it works in this physical plane. You have to give things time. And so a lot of us, when we start businesses, the gestational period before we start to see any sort of result is 3 to 6 months, for some people a year. Can you wait a year? Do you have the patience to wait a year? Spirit is saying that some of you need to learn to channel that patient energy, because waiting a year for $1 million business that's okay. If I know I'm going to make $1 million in a year, as long as I stick it out, I'll do it. And it's like Spirit is saying to you, you also have that guarantee, because if you are spiritually guided and you're spiritually connected, everything you do will bring fruit. You just have to listen. You just have to listen to the nudges. You have to listen to the inspirations and trust that the universe has your back. That's the guarantee for success. So if you know you're guaranteed success in whatever you're doing, All you have to do is have the patience to say, I know my 3D doesn't show it right now, but I know I'm divinely guided and divinely protected, and that everything I touch will turn to gold eventually. I just have to keep going. And some people are going to be like, well, Akil, not every business will succeed. So how can you say everything you touch will be turned to gold? Well, because maybe you started on a path that isn't going to be successful. But guess what? If you're spiritually connected, you will get the inspiration to turn left. You will get the inspiration to turn right. You'll get the inspiration to do all the little things that you need to do to get you on the right path. So that's what I mean when I say everything you touch will turn to gold. I mean that you're going to be divinely guided. So if you're in a place that's not profitable, if you're in a business that's not profitable, if you are going down a path that's not going to be successful, spirit will nudge you and try to push you in the right direction. But are you listening? Are you listening? That's the question. What else you want people who are watching this video to know, spirit? What else? Ooh, we got two cards that just popped out. Oh. So the two cards that popped out here, we have the Five of Wands and the Star card. The things that you can only wish for in your mind, you have the opportunity for them to come through this year, but you have to allow help. You have to allow people to help you. You have to be able to ask for help. This is a message to myself as well. A lot of us out there are these independent, like I feel like millennials in general, a lot of us out there are just hyper independent. Like I can do it by myself. I don't need any help. I don't need anybody to tell me what to do. That kind of energy of I need to do it myself. And I'm reading a book right now that's super powerful. It's called The Surrender Experiment. And this energy that I'm reading right now reminds me of that book where this man went through a spiritual awakening, and as most men do, he decided to go on the extremes. Like he wanted to quit his job, move out to somewhere in the wilderness to just meditate all day. He wanted to seclude himself, cut himself off from society to focus focus on his meditations, focus on his spirituality. He wanted to do everything by himself. And he said it was going great. It was going amazingly for a while. Like he felt enlightened. He cherished his meditation time, his alone time. But he said after a while, he reached to a space in his journey where he was in meditation and he got a vision. And basically, the gist of the vision was that he has gone as far as he could go by himself. That the next step to enlightenment, that the next step on his spiritual journey is to connect with other people. And through connecting with other people, you'll reach spiritual heights that you cannot reach in isolation. Human beings are not meant for prolonged isolation. We find strength together. Oh, that's a message for myself as well, because I am super hyper independent. I just want to do things by myself. I can do it, I can get it done. If I'm struggling, I'll find a way. And it's like, you don't have to. You don't have to do it that way. Practice asking for help. Practice connecting with the people in your life, connecting with the resources in your life. You don't have to do it alone. And I'm hearing that it is through collaboration. You see, there are four hands right here holding those wands, holding those fires, and holding the not fires. Wands represent fire in tarot. So holding those wands, which means I can see like people are holding up different parts of a project. It's like a project that's split four ways, and you got this job, you take this, I take this, you take this. It's like without each person here, you could not create this beautiful symbol that's being created by holding the wands together. Like some of you, there's a huge dream that you have that you don't know if it's going to come true or not. And spirit is saying this year the energy is right for it. Are you going to allow people to help you? Are you going to allow yourself to trust that someone else can think of you, do their part, and be successful together? I'm hearing that this is a situation or test to help you to heal that hyper independence, to help you to understand that it's okay to trust other people and that you don't have to do it all on your own. I'm hearing too that that has something to do with love as well. Some of you aren't seeing have been single, and when I say single, you may have been with other people short term or a little physical thing, but you've been relationship single for a while, and it's because you don't trust anyone and you have reason. Spirit is saying, I understand you have reason, but we have to heal those parts of us so that the right person can come in. Because if the right person comes in right now, your lack of trust of other people is going to either drive them away or cause problems in the relationship. Hmm. Should I try the oracle cards now? I will. What's the energy for January with these oracle cards? Oh, I'm hearing that I should take this one. Pillar of light. So this is the oracle cards that I just bought. They're so beautiful, the imagery on it. And the one that was calling to me was this card that said Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. A lot of you who tune into my channel, you are spiritually gifted, and you're drawn here because you're going through a spiritual awakening. Spirit is calling you on your own spiritual path. Some of you will veer into the spiritual industry. Some of you won't, but you will strengthen your own personal spiritual energy. That's what's tugging on your soul. And I'm hearing that a lot of you, this has been calling you for a while, but you've been ignoring it, or you haven't been sure how to go about doing this, starting this path. And Spirit is saying this is the year for you to go on that journey. Treat it like you would if you were in college or school, where you don't know something about a subject. So what do you need to do? You've got to go figure it out. You've got to go find it out. You got to go buy a textbook, read about it, follow somebody on YouTube who explains it. You've got to put some sort of work in to start you on your own spiritual path. I'm hearing that you've been endowed with an energy that's going to put that yearning in you. You're not going to be able to sleep until you do this. This spiritual path is calling you powerfully this year. That's exciting. It's calling you. These cards are so big. Oh, okay. Don't drop on the floor. The next two cards that came are. Ooh. Okay. Give me a second. Let me hear what I'm hearing about these things. Oh my God. This is powerful. So, what came out is Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. I tell you, whoever you are watching this video, most of you are super divinely guided. And there are spiritual beings sitting back, watching you, waiting for you to decide to pick it up so they can come and stand right beside you and help you on the path. You are super divinely guided. Look at this. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you should be able to see the imagery on this card. There are on this card a whole vast array of spiritual figures are on this card. So it's kind of like, ooh, oh my God. It's like this calling and this divine guidance is transcending religious boundaries. A lot of us, we allow religious boundaries to keep us separated. Religion is a human thing, right? Not a spiritual God thing. Religion is something created by human beings to try to conceptualize and understand divine energy, right? Religions weren't created by God, if that makes sense. And so what you're being called to is not a specific religion. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go to a church or a temple or whatever it is you're believing. It's not saying forsake those things and don't do those things. What it's saying is spirituality and divine energy is beyond all of that. Those are human constructs. And so while it's okay to go to them and there's benefit in going and um fellowshipping in a human way, remember that what you're being called to is beyond those human constructs. What you're being called to is beyond even humanity. That's crazy. Oh, that's beautiful. And the energy that I feel as I'm saying that is so beautiful. Oh, and the card that came out with that is Keepers of the Earth. Your ancestors stand beside you. You are not alone. And so, do we see a theme happening here? The theme that's consistently coming out is that you're being called on a spiritual path and you are never alone. You are never alone. Look at all these spiritual figures. Tons and tons of spiritual beings are kind of rooting for you. Like, you can do it. Come on, pick up that book, watch that video, sit in that meditation. Like, you can do it. And now your ancestors are coming out powerfully in this reading. There is something divine that's calling to you. It's like I'm seeing an ancestral line of spiritual people, and that's what's being called for you. That's what, like, you're being called to stand next in that line. That is super powerful. So, Spirit, how can what is what are some things that they should watch out for that will stop them from going on this spiritual path? What are some of the things they need to watch out for? I hope you can tell me that through this. Ooh. Mm. Two of Pentacles came out. If you notice, this person is juggling pentacles, and in the background, the water, the ocean is like super rough. Um, the thing that will block you from going on this spiritual path is the worries of this world. I'm hearing that some of you are so worried about finances, about your bills, about like regular things in life. And again, it's not that those things aren't important, but Spirit is saying you need to figure out a better way of living. You need to figure out a better way of living, uh, because some of you are living paycheck to paycheck. You're worrying about everything. You're always angry because you're worried about everything. You're always anxious. You're not able to enjoy your life. And when you're in that state, it's a oh, I can even feel that energy. When you're in that state of vibration, it blocks out inspiration from higher realms. It blocks out the guidance from higher realms, because what you're saying in that state of frustration of, I need to get more money, I need to pay my bills. What you're doing is you're sealing off your energy. You're sealing off your connection from anything else. And why that's dangerous is by sealing off that energy, you're sealing off the thing that can help you with the situation. And so Spirit is asking you to, in the midst of this turmoil right here, in the midst of you trying to juggle your life and juggle the things that are going on in your life, you need to find calm and discern and find that connection with Spirit in the middle of that storm, so that Spirit can help to guide you through. The human thing to do during that time is forget about God, forget about divine energy, and try to figure it out yourself. Try to figure it out yourself. You cry at night, you get frustrated, you yell at people. Like, that's the human, like, that's the thing we normally do. And Spirit is saying, you are divinely connected. You have a better way. In the midst of the storm, sit, meditate, and ask for help. Oh, that's the other thing. Ask for help. Every time you're worried about something, every time you feel that panic coming on because you don't have enough, sit, calm yourself down, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and ask your spiritual team for help. Ask God for help. Say, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I need you to show me the way. These people are waiting for you. I should say these beings. These beings are waiting for you. They're there sitting back like, when will she turn to us? When will she put her faith and her trust in us? Ask for help. You have a host of helpers waiting, and you're not taking advantage of them. And someone there is saying, well, if they see me struggling, why won't they just help me? Well, let me tell you why. Because spiritual beings are not allowed to intervene in our lives unless we allow them to, unless we ask them to. We have free will. If we didn't have free will, they could just come and just put us here and put us there, take this away, give us this. That's not an attribute of free will. We have free will, therefore they cannot intervene unless we allow them to. Oh, you really wanted to jump out, didn't you? Eight of Cups reversed. Some of you have walked away from people, walked away from relationships recently or the past few months. And Spirit is saying that in walking away from these people, you've walked towards yourself. That's beautiful. In leaving these energies, whether toxic or just not good for you, you've walked towards yourself. You've started to put yourself, oh, that's a lot of cards. You started to put yourself first. Yeah. You started to put yourself first. You started to uncover truths about yourself. You started to delve deep inside your psyche. You started to give yourself the space to figure out who you are, to understand the way you work, to understand what's going on in your mind and your spirit. That's beautiful. And as a result, you're turning yourself into this Four of Pentacles, someone who is well balanced, even in the physical world. If you look at her, Pentacles represent money and wealth, and earthly things in the tarot. And if you look at her, she got pentacles at her feet, she got a pentacle in her hand, she got pentacles. This bitch is so bad. She got a pentacle on her head, right? Like she's juggling a pentacle, like she's just sitting there chilling with pentacles all around her. And somebody needs to understand that the path to earthly success is the path of balancing your inner world. And so, because you have walked away from some people, because you have walked away from things that aren't serving you, and you've used the time, or you are currently using the time to understand yourself, to invest more in yourself, whether you're taking like courses for self development, or maybe you're just giving yourself more time, taking more walks in nature, giving yourself some self-love activities, pampering yourself, paying attention to yourself, whatever it is you're doing, or perhaps for some of you haven't done it yet and you're about to embark on this path, it's leading to this Four of Pentacles. It's leading to this sort of balance and mastery in the physical world. Opportunities are going to start showing up for you left and right. Things that were confusing for you in business, things that were not coming naturally to you will start to come naturally to you, and things will just start to be a bit easier. That's beautiful. I'm hearing that for some of you, there's going to be a masculine energy. Now, this isn't masculine gender necessarily, it's masculine energy. So it could be a female who functions more in the masculine, or it could be a man, right? But there's a masculine energy that's coming in. Oh, there's a masculine energy that's coming in. He's very unhealed and he focuses a lot on the physical world. And his connection with you is going to threaten your balance, is going to try to throw you off. I'm hearing that you need to develop a spirit of discernment. Scratch that. Not that you need to develop it. You need to listen to the spirit of discernment that's trying to speak to you. Your ancestors, your spiritual guides. You need to listen to the spirit of discernment that's trying to tell you, oh, this person's really nice. This person's got a lot of their stuff figured out. This person has good advice, but are they good for you in the type of connection that they want? Are they going to honor your boundaries? Are they going to, do they make you feel, are these ants eating out my sugar? Yes, they are. I cannot with these ants in Bali. I cannot. They're so rude. Sorry. But yeah, there's something about this masculine coming in. He looked good on the outside. Um, and seem to have things figured out, but the only thing they have figured out is money. Everything else is a mess. I can feel that. Everything else is a dumpster fire. And what you'll find is on the surface, because everything is good, it'll seem like a good match for you, whether that's romantically or even in business. But as you dig a little deeper, you'll start to see those red flags. Do not excuse it because this person has money. Do not excuse it because this person has the type of success in business that you're looking for. Do not excuse it because this person is going to bring you more problems than anything else in life. You've been warned. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your spirit of discernment because you have it. Clarify this, please, Spirit. This is a lot of cards. Why you guys got to do me like this? Give me less cards, please. Sorry, guys. They're like... Please clarify this. Emperor. All right. Guys, I need to check something. A card came out with another card, and I am hearing that I need to look up something in relation to this card. 1 second, because something's not coming to me when I look at this card. Can you believe this is out again? How many times I gotta like this one thing? Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. 1 second, guys. So the card that pops out as we wrap this reading up is the Emperor. The Emperor is someone who is in control. It's someone who has mastered their craft. Almost like if you think of it from a business perspective, it's like the multi-million-dollar business with lots of structure, lots of like rules in place, like they're doing well and everything is structured, everything is solid, everything is in place. If you think of this as a person, it's just someone who has a lot of strength, but also has his or her, I'm feeling him from this, but has his life set up, his life is running, he has all the structures in place in his life, he has his routines, he has his exercise routine, he has his business routine, like he is in charge in a strong, healthier way, healthier than that other guy, I'm gonna say. And the cards that came out to clarify and the way they were placed when I put them down is on one side we have the Six of Cups, and on the other side we have the Ace of Pentacles. And so I'm feeling like this person is coming in who has his life together, is an emperor in his own right, has things together, has things going for him, his business going for him, his life is together, probably has a house, like has all the things together. If you think of a person who has their life together, it's this emperor person. But what's coming out is, on one hand, it's either giving and receiving, like something beautiful is going to flow from this, or on the other hand, it's going to be like something that seemed like it was going to work out and then it just doesn't. And I'm feeling like you're going to have a choice with this person. You're going to have a choice of either giving this person a chance to see whether or not you guys can form some sort of relationship. For some of you, it's love. For some of you, it's business. Or it's going to be like all talk and you're like, I can't really trust this person. But what advice do you have, Spirit, for this situation? Let's put all these cards back together. What advice do you have for this situation? Oh, what just came out like sideways? Oh, that's why. The Ace of Cups came out as your advice sideways. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition because time and situations are fluid, right? And so what I'm feeling is, because I was feeling a bit confused energy when these cards came out. It's like this is an opportunity. It's not written in the sands as something that's going to work out, nor is it written in the sands as something that won't work out. It's fluid. And so based on the decisions that you make during that time and this person makes during that time, that's what's that little dance of decisions is what's going to flow left. Is that left? Oh, this mirror is killing me. This is left for me. But based on the culminations of decisions that you guys both make during that time, it's gonna go left or right. So that's why discernment is super important at this time. I intuition keeps coming up. Intuition keeps coming up. So I'm gonna add that to the theme. First theme is spiritual beings trying to uh, guide you on the right path, waiting for you to ask for their help. And the next theme is intuition, which makes sense. You know why? Because your spiritual team speaks to you through your intuition. Your intuition is that divine connection where spiritual beings will try to direct you. It's that divine connection that's telling you, hey, bring an umbrella, even though it's like blazing sun outside. And then in 3 hours, it starts to rain. Your spiritual team is that guiding light that will keep you out of trouble or just keep you dry from the rain, whichever you need at the moment. So, as you go through this week, I'm hearing that what you really need to focus on is going inward and connecting to your intuition. My signature coaching program, Awaken, is really helpful for that. It really helps you to go on a journey inward, balance your mind, your body, and your spirit so that you can connect with that divine energy and you can hear your intuition clearly. Go on a journey this week. Look up books about intuitions. Look up books about intuition and connecting with your intuition. Go on YouTube, find videos about people talking about it. You're being called to take some initiative in this area and research and learn and understand. And so I am going to leave it there. I'm so happy to have spent this time with you. I'm going to leave by re-pulling this card, this first card for the Oracle deck, the Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. You have that divine connection. Do your best to connect to it this week. Okay, my loves. I will see you next week when we do another reading.